High school was amazing, and you were my highlight. Maybe that's why it was so hard to reach you. I guess the rest of the alphabet was much too hard for me to comprehend. But we laughed, and we had good times, dynamite conversations, maybe even said some good rhymes. Our group was the only one that mattered, and we left those other birds faceless. We were impeccable, because at that point, we were all of each other's spectacles for life. But then, there came a time when we broke apart. I guess glass is correct to explain the division because I started to see different. And that's when I realized that I'm just a busboy. I took the food of the word and started going after living holy, but you were like the ground with thorns. That seed hit and you devoured it like it was a joke, and that left me losing hope because I just wanted to see you give unto him. For a second, let's forget the 10%. Let's go after the other 90. As a matter of fact, let's take the whole 100 because this isn't some regular address. I'm trying to direct you home. Now, I won't say some cliche like the Bible is your spiritual GPS, but the Bible is your spiritual GPS. The Bible is your spiritual GPS, so you don't roam. It'll leave you KO'd from your flesh. If your eye ran to look elsewhere, it kept you in check. So why are you purposely bouncing? Like the price Jesus paid isn't good enough. Like his word can't get you through thick and thin. Like his hand doesn't heal. Like his power is all pretend. I know the feeling. I sat in church growing up, limp walking and half-stepping, wrinkled life because I wasn't pressing. My witness, it was the testing. Satan never felt threatened. Bad Christmas, didn't want God's presence. There were so many things I let in until he decided to step in and say, I want all of you. So I had to stop with all of that hypocritical pitter-patter because the word says if you let God arise, then your enemies will be scattered. So I started to take pride in wanting to see Satan confused. But this is old news. It was always us together. And as soon as I wanted to go higher, I built an altar for my flesh, but had to drag you to bring your body to the fire. That's when I realized that I can't change you. That's all in the power of who I serve. So how can I work up the nerve and put myself in that place? Because then you will see disgrace when you look at me. Open your eyes more now. Can't you see this grace when you look at me? I'm no longer going to prison for my personal convictions. My flesh suffers daily evictions. God has silenced all addictions. Can't you hear it in my diction? You don't need any permission to go on this mission and make this decision. Just sincerely call on Christ. And he'll reveal the true you. Because if you cast your cares on him, he'll move you. Like your old mindset couldn't conjure up the rent, and you'll repent, meaning you'll turn, and as you go along, you'll learn why this God that I speak of is so awesome. Ask any born-again Christian about how Christ freed them. Because my brother Brent always says, yes, God knows your heart. And that's exactly why you need him, because we were born in sin. So it hurts me to see that you continue to jump into that pool and drown, because God has the authority to get into your mental buildings and tear those walls down. So it's up to you to let him in. Let him feel welcome, please. Because as surely as you feel the wind and you see the trees, you'll feel the release if you get onto your knees and pray. Regardless of what you say, just talk to him. Praise and lift him up like that old book that you thought was a Bible. Praise and lift him up like you have an issue with blood until you feel a difference and there's power in your song. Praise and lift him up like the dress train is too long, because God said, Jesus said unto him, he is the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father but by him. So I have to ask you, why are you holding back? I can guarantee you that it's not worth it, because God made you with purpose for so much more. I mean, eyes have not seen nor have ears heard, but this all comes by you believing and abiding by his word. So I have to ask again, why are you holding back? I mean, I love you, but my father told me that if I was still outside when that street lit up, he's coming out to get me. And the thing about it is, I can bring whoever I want with me, so please stop playing with the other kids and come learn about my Father's house. Come learn about my Father's house. Because can't you see it? The street lights are getting brighter. But there's still time, and I know that you're a fighter, so please, come to Christ. Be my friend forever. Because there came a time and we broke apart. I guess glass is correct to explain the division because I started to see different. And that's when I realized that I'm just a busboy. I'm trying to help the boss clean up, and I'm sitting here, waiting. And the front entrance still says open, but please don't exercise your patience because he's coming. And I see that you still voluntarily drowning in that pool of sin. But I urge you to reconsider because I just want to see you breathe again. So please come out and breathe. God bless you.